and sometimes if you stat them out correctly, the tank will definitely win, but you'll be staring at a bunch of misses for like a good 5 minutes, just like, what am I doing with my life? Um, but for now, let's go ahead and get a precise shot, as it is going to open up some cool damage dealing things for us later on. And then we will either get way of the longbow or way of the short bow. Longbows, I believe, deal more damage, so let's get that. Alright, that's land. Moving on to
I am
Doug.
yours to command.
Ooh man, sorry again. My allergies are kicking my butt today. But yeah, I think I kind of like figured out that Windog was a fighter last time. I mean, I like fighters. I think they're cool. She is a fighter that has point blank shot starting out at level 1. So I don't know. And I think she does have a bow equipped. So having 2 bow characters, you know, is a little bit strange.
I'll prove I am the best.
So let's take a look at what we got going on here. We got high dex, and strength isn't completely ignored. Low charisma, decent wisdom, and constitution. So she is sort of statted out to be, you know, like a ranger type character, you know, maybe not full-on ranger, but definitely in the realm of ranged physical. So knowing that, that doesn't completely limit her to ranged physical, because we could easily, you know, put some points into rogue, and she would still benefit with from that dex, and we could maybe do like a fighter rogue who does throwing weapons. That could be something cool. A knife master. This one's new to Wrath of the Righteous. Rowdy. Sometimes brute force is as effective as trickery and stealth, and sometimes even more. Rowdies prefer this approach and are true masters of inflicting lots of pain in a straightforward way. I like straightforward. So they get proficiency with all martial weapons, so not limited to daggers. Vital strike. Make a single attack that deals significantly more damage than normal. As a standard action, you can make one attack at your highest base attack bonus that deals additional damage. Roll the weapon's damage dice for the attack twice and add the results together before adding bonuses from strength. Weapon abilities such as flaming. Okay, so this is basically a way that basically when you're mathing out your damage equations, and if that sounds funny coming out of my mouth, it's because I'm not good at mathing out damage equations. But I think this is basically just using like giving yourself like basically a way to deal more damage, but not letting you go too crazy with it. So you deal twice of your weapon damage dice as damage, and then add your modifiers on, which, by the way, in these games you don't really get much damage from damage dice. most of your damage is going to come from your modifiers. That's just sort of the truth of this game. So like if you're using like a 1d4 to 1d4, like on average, that's like 1.5 damage. So and I'm probably wrong on that math there because I'm bad at math, but that's typically how that plays out. But if your character does +4 on damage whenever they hit because of their modifiers, a +4, you know, that's basically rolling your max damage dice every single time you attack. Not saying that this is bad, but when you're reading it and you're like, oh, I get to roll damage dice twice, that's just something to consider. That's not always. It is a positive, but it's not always, you know, like it's not as amazing as it might seem. I do want to. I think I will go with like a weapon throwing specialist. And it looks like she's just a flat fighter. They didn't go with a subclass. So this, what she would get next is bravery. Starting at 2nd level, gain plus bonus on will saves against fear, as well as a bonus combat feat. So yeah, I don't really see a reason why not to get, you know, at least 3 levels of fighter on her before branching out. At 5th level, she would get her weapon training, which is going to start letting you deal some more damage. So we're going to go with another point into fighter. And here we can see what she's got going on for her. So again, she's good with nature. We already got someone covering religion. She's going to be our main nature unless she leaves. Then we will have to get someone to back her up, which would be land. Sila's is good with our world right now. We don't really have anyone on Arcana yet. If we do one Arcana, it's just one. When the world is... Sorry, I looked at the wrong modifier. +4. +1 on Arcana. +4 on world. And then, of course, she has fairly decent perception. So definitely go... We're going to go nature and... Let's go, if we already got someone covering world and religion, and we do have 2 people covering perception, we can maybe go with some trickery. Camelia's got high trickery, actually. So maybe some stealth. Get our bonus combat feat. That's what fighters, you pick fighter when you want to just have a bunch of feats. That's what the fighter really is. So she doesn't have weapon focus. I don't know when we're going to get throwing weapons, so I don't think we're going to get weapon focus quite yet. Deadly aim will let you get +2 on damage roll. And like we talked about before, having like a base just increase on the damage itself is better than having like additional die. So having +2, that's over the course of a fight, +2 every time you hit. That's good. That's gonna be a lot. Then we got something like improved initiative. She does have pretty decent dex, so having improved initiative, I think, would just... We don't have a reason to have improved initiative on her, not yet at least. We don't need unarmed strike. We're probably going to keep her out of harm's way if she even stays in like our main sort of party. um, because, like I said, having two ranged physical characters is a little bit strange. I don't want to go with weapon focus yet, so dodge might be the better choice here. And last, our horsepower. All right. What can the horse do? Nothing. Add some points here. A horse needs to be fast, and a horse also needs to be strong. That's a horse. Good job, horse. Alright, now that the leveling up is out of the way, thanks for bearing with me on that. That is part of like my favorite thing about these games is doing character builds. So that's just going to be part of the content. But let's try to advance some things before wrapping this session up at least. And by advance things, I mean, of course, go around and picking up random bits of loot.
Beautiful.
Finally, someone from the surface. I was beginning to lose hope. Dropped my water over here. Nothing spilled, though. Alright, an elderly man, inexpensive but not ostentatious clothes, approaches you. His face is peppered with several healed cuts and bruises and twisted in an expression of extreme discomfort. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Horgus Gwyrm. Yep, that's Gwyrm. You no doubt have heard of me if you spent any time at all in the city. I have a business proposition for you. Actually, Gwyrm, I got my ass kicked by demons immediately before arriving at the city, and then the demons came in the city, killed your stupid dragon, and then I fell down here. So I have no idea who you are. Your name tells me nothing. Who the hell are you? You truly are freshly arrived in the city then. You couldn't have picked a worse time, that's for certain. Tell me about it. Only just arrived and the city's been razed to rubble. You should know that you're looking at one of the richest and most distinguished men in Canagras. I may not be as well known as certain swaggering loudmouths who spend their lives trapezing from one ball to the next, but the Gwyrm Trading Company is one of the pillars of the city. I'll have you know. Did you see the marquees in the square? Why did I say that so weirdly? I paid for those. Tried any festival delicacies? I have Horgus Gwyrm. You have Horgus Gwyrm to thank for that. Alright, so buys a lot of shit, makes a lot of money. How'd you end up here? For a moment, Horgus' eyes focus on Camellia before his gaze returns to you. Like everyone else, down I went when that accursed beetle cleaved the ground in twain beneath our feet. I'm lucky I didn't break my neck in the fall, and I'm doubly lucky I didn't encounter any subterranean cockroaches on my blind wanderings and instead came across hunters from this settlement. Although I must say that when I first glimpsed their physiognomes, I don't know if I said that right, physiognomies, my life flashed before my very eyes. But they turned out to be decent chaps, frightening as they look, but able to keep a bargain. Yeah, they're just mongrels, dude. You don't speak very kindly of the mongrels, even though they saved your life. Alright, what kind of business what do you want? I don't know what's happening on the surface right now, but I am determined to find out. You have no intention of seeing out the rest of your days in this village, I suspect. We must find a route back to the surface of the city, if there's anything left of it. You look promising, like someone who can turn a demon to minced meat before they have time to sneeze. I could use a companion like you. You are strong. It will be no trouble to you, but I, alas, am not as fit as I once was. I can't go crawling about through caves playing at scouts. My proposition is simple. We Lead me back to the city, and I shall pay you 1,000 gold coins. I could use some quans. Alright, I suggest we help this man. It is good to have friends among the Canabras elite. Money first. We can make a diplomacy check. We would have to at least roll a 10. Gives us like a 50-50 chance at that. Alright, let's go for it. Failed. Oh well. Why not 10,000 or 100? No. Let's not be miserly. Let's say 1,000,000. My initial offer was a king's ransom. You've likely never seen so much gold in all your life. It's non-negotiable. I said 1,000. That's my final offer. Okay, money first. I'll gladly pay in advance, but all my wealth is above. Of course it is. Fear not. A word of Gwyrm is worth more than a platinum. Ask anyone. Horgus Gwyrm has never renegade on a deal. Alright, whatever, dude. I'm going up there anyway. Let's just see what he has to say about that. Kind words are for people with hours to fritter away on pleasantries. Horgus Gwyrm speaks his mind. And he pays for services rendered, not with kind words, but with hard coin. I gave the mongrels my dagger in exchange for their help. Its handle is worth more than their whole village. Well, you should have saved your dagger and gave it to me, dude. I'm the one getting you out of here. Don't forget our agreements. When you find the way out, be sure to follow me. We already pretty much cleared the surface to here for our navies. I don't see any reason not to take them up on the rest of that offer. It would actually be quite funny to me if this turned out to just be a complete underground campaign and we never see the surface again. Let's see what else is going here. Some loot. And you don't, because you see all the loot at the end of the game, like, I think just finding the loot sometimes is fine, especially when you're in these situations where, like, there's probably not going to be any combat happening in this zone, at least nothing probably that we can't handle. Okay, we have a vendor here. So we can just discover the loot and keep it moving and then sort through all the loot at the end when we go to the next sort of zone. Alright, got someone trading. Do you have a glaive? No glaive. Not even like a long spear. Oh well. They do have a great axe. And Soheis are proficient with martial weapons. It's only 20 gold. I would rather have a two-handed weapon on my Sohei. But then there's also this one, which is 800 gold. And it just does... It has the quality of cold iron. So cold iron, effective against demons and fey creatures, forged at lower temperatures to preserve its delicate properties. Okay, so if we can sell enough stuff back, might be able to afford it. But that's the thing, is I don't know if we can, if we have like enough stuff to sell. So like, most of this stuff just sells for like 1 gold. See, the great masterwork great sword does 2d6 damage, whereas the great axe does 1d12. So they basically do the same amount of damage, so I might as well just use the great sword while I got it. The only thing about this, the great sword does at minimum 2 damage, while the great axe can do at minimum 1. So the great sword is a little bit better. And yeah, we don't really have anything to sell right now to make up for that 800. So we'll just keep our money. I'll equip our boy here, Fujin, with the great sword. I also noticed that we did have those bracers still, and we just need to find someone that can equip them. Camellia might be in melee more often than we want her to. But she's already getting dodge AC. We know that we can keep him pretty far away, whereas Windog is going to be... Windog is a fighter and is a little bit more sturdy, so might as well give that Windog there.
Let's see what we can do.
Alright. Doesn't look like there's really anything else left to discover here. So I guess our way forward was up this way and across that little bridge. So let's go and check that out. Rest. As time passes, your characters get tired. I don't know if we can rest yet, but yeah, everyone just got fatigued. I pressed the T, that's not how to do it. Campfire, rest, R for rest. Cannot rest here. There we go. We are going to want to be rested before we do any adventure, though. This might be the part where my stupid baby brain can't figure out the way to go.
Here we go.
Is there anything up here? Nope. Maybe we just have to leave the village this way. Never got to sample those drinks, man. Alright, let's get ourselves down and out. If this is the way that we were supposed to go. It is.
I can handle it.
Okay, well, the last story beat was that we had to wait for someone, right? Rest. Oh, You gotta go rest in the freaking hut. Rest in a village hut as the chief. Yeah. Okay, so. Sorry, there's gonna be a few growing pains here. So I guess I assume these markers didn't really mean anything. But no, they definitely do. And we got Anivia here. We should definitely talk to.
Beautiful.
Anivia's here. There she is. This tragedy may not have happened if you'd spent less time surveilling honest citizens and more time tracking the real spies and demon worshippers. Brilliant idea. How come I didn't think of it? Now, if only the cultists would tell us that they were cultists. Then we wouldn't have to waste time investigating honest citizens who decide to go all cloak and dagger right under our noses. Alright, so we got a chance to learn some stuff between these two here. I'll probably just kind of click on these and not read all the way through them. So Anivia's not dying. Who'd want to be dying and arguing with a fucking old rich asshole anyway? It's not too late to dedicate your life to getting them out of this place. Okay. So just some like chitter chatter. Nothing. At least I didn't garner anything too important from their little conversation there. So let's go ahead and do a rest. The messenger returned. The tribes are gathering at the entrance to the maze. Our people have already gone there. I've warned Anivia that the old guy won't even acknowledge me. Take your time. Sorry, I'm having trouble reading this. I've warned Anivia and the old guy. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Take your time. There's no rush. The most important people have always show up late. Everything's going to plan. But no, the one thing's bothering me. When dog's gone. I just gave her the stupid bracer. Okay. Oh man, that's fucked up. All the tribes. What do you think happened to a dog? I don't know. She's always stubborn. Maybe she decides to go and do it all on her own. I hope she comes back. We'll struggle without her, and she'll struggle without us, no matter how hard she'd try to deny it. And and Marcus. Of course, once we clear the maze. By mongrel standards, yes. But do not be too disappointed when you see the reality. There aren't many of us who can hold a weapon, and fewer still who can do any damage with one. Okay. Yep, let's just go ahead and get out of here. Let's go, but before we do, thank you. I was so happy I forgot to thank you before, but you've done something no one else has in a long time. You've given the mongrels hope. It's like we're starting to believe that we're worth something, now that we have the power of the angels on our side. They won't change anything, of course, but at least you'll help us save the young ones, hopefully. Let's go through the main gate. The straight road is the shortest. Alright. So I think I'm actually gonna call it there. I think I need to let my my voice do a little bit of healing. My allergies have they barely ever been this bad more than a couple of times in my life. So I probably just need to go and drink a bunch of water. But anyway, if you guys want to be notified when the next video comes out, which probably won't take too long for you guys at least, go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one.